There are two zones that people are living in right now. People are either living in the wealth zone or they're living in the poverty zone. And the wealth zone is based on the words that we say out of our mouth that commit ourselves to wealth. The poverty zone are the words that we say out of our mouth that commit us to the poverty zone. The wealth zone has one way of behaving and acting. The poverty zone has a whole nother way of behaving and acting. Most people, the problem with the average person, why they can't be wealthy, is because they won't say the words of wealth. They won't make the wealth commitment because wealth requires a commitment. And when people won't commit to wealth, that means that they are committed to poverty because there are only two states, either in a poverty state or you're in a wealthy state. And wealth is not always talking about money. It's talking about money quite often, but not all the time, because wealth is really value. Because if you're on a deserted island and one person got $1 million, another person got a glass of water, then the wealthiest person is the person with the glass of water. Why? Because you can't spend $1 million dead. If you're in a war and everybody got 20 people that's got a knife and you got one cat that's got a gun, then the wealthiest person in that war is the cat with the gun. That's provided that he know how to shoot the gun. And he would be even wealthier if he had an automatic weapon. He said, why is that? Because if he had an automatic weapon, then he can execute a whole lot of things coming at him at one time. That's one reason why one of the rules of wealth is to learn how to have systems that do things automatically, because they can execute things simultaneously without your effort. That makes you a whole lot wealthier because that makes you a whole lot more valuable, meaning that you as an individual can be doing things with your time that's much more valuable than the actual functional activity that a computer can do, that a software can do, that a site can do, that a robot can do. For example, when we send out messages to people to invite them to things that we're doing, we don't physically send the messages out. We have ManyChat, and ManyChat sends the messages out to everybody because it's automatic. So it's just like when all those demons and devils are trying to come into your life. You need to learn how to put things on automatic. You need to get something in your life, a spirit, an attitude, a commitment, a disposition that actually executes everything coming at you and takes them all out at one time instead of you piecemealing around. Because if you're taking single shots at people, not people, but single shots at spirits that's trying to take over your life, then some of them spirits are going to break through what you're at the front level of entry. But if you shoot them spirits down and deal with those spirits and you spray those spirits like you had an automatic, then none of them will be able to get to you because you knocked them all out at the same time. So everybody put ST in the chat. I'm going to show you how to make a lot of money today because I'm going to show you how to get a lot done at the same time. I'm going to teach you some commitment principles, and these commitment principles will help you get a lot done at the same time. Ain't you tired of hitting and missing? I said, ain't you tired of hitting and missing? Everybody put ST in the chat. If you're tired of hitting and missing and you want to get things done at the same time so that you can preserve your time for the wealthiest activities. When I say wealth, I'm talking about the most valuable activity that you should possibly be doing. Then put ST in the chat. Let's get this party started. All right. Now, the story I'm going to tell you about today is about a guy named Jephthah. And this is in the book of Judges, chapter 11. And this man is committed to wealth. He's so committed to wealth until he's going to make a proclamation to God, and he's going to keep his word. Because if you keep your word, you can keep your wealth. All right. So let's just get straight into the story so I can teach you what's going on. The first thing about wealth is wealth preparation. All right. So everybody put WP in the chat. The first thing about wealth is wealth preparation. All right. Wealth preparation. That's why the song says, Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary. Lord, prepare me. Why? Because you got to get prepared for wealth. Most of the time, what happens when God is preparing you for wealth is that he separates you from people who ain't wealthy. What am I talking about when I say wealth? I'm talking about value. So he separates you from people who have a poverty mindset. He separates you because he picked you to be wealthy. You say, don't he pick everybody to be wealthy? No, he doesn't. Why? Because he knows the mindset of everybody. See, many are called, but only a few are chosen. All right. So the reason that you live in your life right now is because you're chosen. So what you ought to do is give God some praise and some glory for your life. The fact that he chose you. You say, how do you know he chose you? Because all the hell you're going through. You say, excuse me, Brother Ricky? Yeah, that's why you're going through the hell you're going through. Why? Because you're chosen. And when you get chosen, the first thing about wealth is wealth preparation. All right. You got two more things about wealth. You got to protect the wealth. Then what? And then then you got to preserve the wealth, but you can't protect and preserve some wealth that you ain't prepared for. So your trials and your tribulations and what you're going through right now, if you're in the preparation stage, and we stay in the preparation stage until we die, but you start out in the preparation stage before you have any money. And the reason that you start out that way is because you got to be prepared to be able to handle some money. So what happens? So watch what happens to my main man right here. His name is Jephthah. This is the book of Judges. All right, so let's check him out. In the book of Judges, chapter 11, and let's read verse number 1, and let's see the wealth preparation that takes place with this man. It says, now Jephthah the Gileadite was a mighty man of valor, and he was the son of a harlot. And Gilead begat Jephthah. All right, Gilead had a lot of sons. He said, and Gilead's wife bare him sons, and his sons grew up. And they thrust out Jephthah and said unto him, thou shalt not inherit in our father's house, but thou art the son of a strange woman. So Jephthah's mother was a hoe. All right, let's just call it what it is. All right. So his father had a lot of kids. So his father was what? He was a rolling stone. Papa was a rolling stone. So Jephthah was just another one of his kids, but it was a kid from a harlot, from a prostitute, from a hoe. So he was looked down upon from the time he was born, just like some of you all have been looked down from the time he was born, as though you can pick your parents. You can't pick your parents. Can't nobody pick their parents. All right. So he ain't had no choice about the fact that his mother was a prostitute. All right. But his brothers and his sisters, they held him accountable for the fact, his brothers held him accountable for the fact that his mother was a prostitute. Well, the reason that you are chosen is because people are holding you accountable for things that didn't have nothing to do with you when you were born. That's why God chooses people that everybody else reject. Are you hearing me? The stone that the builders rejected, the Bible said, the same became the head of the corner. Your rejection is really your election. Did y'all hear what I said? So R equals E. Everybody put it in the chat. Your rejection is really your election. R, everybody put it in the chat. R equals E. The only way that you're going to ever get elected is you got to get rejected. So you don't like being rejected. Okay. I said, you don't like being rejected. I love being rejected. I know I'm in the right place when I get rejected. Why? By little poo butts and little busters and everything and people I grew up around. I don't care if they family members or whatever. I'm talking about it's a good thing to get rejected. A lot of y'all got rejected by your own family members. And I'm telling you, that's a good thing for you. Why? Because your election, it came from your rejection. I know you don't like it. I know you don't appreciate it. I know you don't like the way it makes you feel. I know you feel like a motherless child. I know, your folks that mess with your self-esteem, and I dig where you're coming from. But what I'm telling you is that you're just not a biblical person because you ain't reading the Bible. Because if you was reading the Bible, you realize that you ain't the first person to be rejected, and you ain't the first person to be rejected by your own family. No, you're not. And you shouldn't be walking around here crying the blues and all that sort of thing. You should realize that what your election is based on your rejection. So you should be praising God you got rejected because you're getting prepared for wealth. Are you listening to me? That's the preparation. Preparation always requires rejection. There's no preparation without rejection. Are y'all listening to me? R equals E. All right. So my man is rejected by his brothers. They like, you can ride out. We don't have nothing to do with you. All right. He said, then Jephthah fled from his brethren and dwelt in the land of Tob. And there were gathered vain men of Jephthah and went out with him. And it came to pass in the process of time, the children of Ammon made war against Israel. So what happens? When you get rejected by people who don't know you, you get picked up by people. When you get rejected by people who do know you, you get picked up by people who don't know you. All right. So wealth is built from strangers. Wealth is not built from familiarity. You're not going to get wealthy hanging out around the folks you know. It ain't going to never happen. That's not the way this works. All right. And if you read the Bible, you would know that, because every time you read a story, everybody had to bounce before they can get wealthy. What happened to Joseph? His own brothers threw him in jail. Good for him. Why? Because his rejection was his election. What happened to David? Saul chased him like a madman. He had to bounce, get away from the crib, go start his own gang with 600 cats. Why? Because his rejection was his election. What happened with Esther? Esther did what? She went before the king because Haman, crazy butt, was going to kill all the Jews. And she went before the king. She said, if I perish, let me perish. Why? Because her rejection from Haman was her election to be what? The apple of the king's eye. Until he said, baby, you can have anything you want to your half of the kingdom. What happened with Ruth? Ruth was what? She rejected her own family and said, I'm going to hang out with Naomi. Ruth and Naomi, I'm sorry, right? And she said, I'm going to hang out with my mother-in-law, Naomi. And where you lodge, I'm going to lodge. And where you die, I'm going to die. And your people going to be my people. And your God going to be my God. She was self-rejected. Everybody put SR in the chat. All right. She rejected what? She was self-rejected. She said, I'm rejecting my poverty zone because I want to go into the wealth zone. Why? Because Naomi was such a wealthy person. You say Naomi wasn't wealthy, she didn't have no money. I guess Naomi was. Naomi had wisdom, knowledge, understanding, love, deep affection. She was a woman of women. She knew how to raise a daughter. Are you hearing me? And this woman, Ruth, was crazy in love with Naomi. She said, I would rather die than go back to the crib. She said, I would live without a man before I leave you. And what happened? God blessed her to have a rich man and do what? Encounter a whole lot of wealth. Why? Because she went from the poverty zone to the wealth zone. But the reason she went to the wealth zone was because of her commitment. And wealth requires some commitment. All right? Commitment before wealth. All right? Everybody put CBW. CBW. Put in the chat. Commitment before wealth. There ain't no wealth without no commitment. Listen to me good. Everybody here who's listening to me right now, and you really think that you're going to stay in a poverty zone and get wealthy, you smoking some Snoop Doggy Dogg weed straight out of Compton, straight out of Long Beach. All right. Reality in real life is that there has to be a commitment to this zone in which means that you have to uncommit from this zone. When a person won't make a wealth move, that means that they are making a poverty move. And people seem to think they got a neutral life. I'm like, your life is not neutral. You ain't going nowhere without being committed. None of us are. Are you listening to me? We are all committed. The question is committed to what? So when you meet wealthy people are committed to some things that poverty people are totally in the opposite of. For one thing, wealthy people pay people to teach them things. Poverty people don't pay people to teach them stuff. Poverty people think if they pay somebody $500, $600, $1,000, they think that's a lot of money to pay somebody to learn something. I'm like, well, that means that you are committed to poverty. Why? Because you ain't gonna never have no money because you ain't around no wealthy people. Your mind is totally messed up. You're around a bunch of broke folk. They got a bunch of terrible ideas. Don't make no sense. They pass the stuff down to you, and now you committed to it. But now, when you committed to wealth, that means you get away from the broke people. And when God is ready to make you wealthy, he severs you from the broke folks on purpose. Why? Because he got a wealth plan for you. And when he got a wealth plan for you, he would not allow you to hang out around your broke friends, broke family members, and all these broke busters that you grew up around because they got bad ideas. They got bad spirits. They got some serious problems. They got some serious issues that they will not address. Why? Because they committed to poverty. Are you listening to me? And if you're going to be committed to wealth, that means that what? You're going to have to leave people behind that's committed to poverty. Are you digging what I'm saying? Another thing that wealthy people do, wealthy people pay people to teach them something, and then they actually listen to the person that taught them. Poverty-minded people don't do that. When a poverty-minded person finally pays a wealthy person to teach them something, they don't even listen to what the wealthy person talking about. They still getting their advice from the poverty people. Why? Because their mind is still in Egypt, even though their brain is out in the wilderness. I mean, even though their body is in the wilderness, their mind is still back where they came from. Why? I see it all the time because I'm a wealth coach. I've met a lot of hard-headed people. Who paid me to teach them what to do. And then when I started telling them what to do, they so hard-headed and got such a stiff neck and so full of themselves and so arrogant and so unhumble and so really retarded. But they don't do what I told them. They started doing what they broke buster friends told them or whoever they hanging out around. Might be their brother, might be their sister, might be their uncle, might be their aunt, might be their father, might be their mother, might be their husband, might be their wife. I'm like, but these people are broke. They don't have no money and they don't know what they're talking about. They are committed to poverty. And if you're going to have some money, you're going to have to be committed to wealth, which means that you're going to have to make some commitments and you're going to have to get your mind away from where your body has been all your life. And sometimes you need to get your body away from that too and physically go somewhere. And when God is ready to do something amazing with you, he will often literally physically uproot you and put you someplace else because you're going to be retarded all your life hanging around them busters. Are you hearing me? I ain't come by here to play with you today. I came by to help you to understand that wealth requires a commitment. And commitment requires the words that you say. And the words that come out your mouth is what makes the difference between whether you're making a poverty commitment or a wealth commitment. We're going to get to these words in a second, but you're going to have to get away literally from some people that you're around if you're going to ever be a wealthy person because your mind is messed up, Craig. Are you hearing me? Your mind is messed up, Craig. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? Because the folks you've been hanging out around, these people have poisoned your mind for years. Are you hearing me? And you're going to have to physically separate yourself from that. And if you want God to separate you, why? Because you called. And when you called God to separate you, he will cause a commotion. He will cause the conflict. He will cause the reason why people will throw you from out of their quarters. But baby, you look at them and you say, I've been thrown out of better places. Are you hearing me? Everybody put BP in the chat. Better places, baby. Are you hearing me? Somebody throwing you out somewhere. Let them know I've been thrown out of better places. Are you hearing me? Everybody put BP in that chat and let's go. All right. Come on. We ain't playing with the devil today. We checking this pump. All right. Some of y'all been thrown out of places and y'all crying. You ought to be rejoicing. Some people have left you and you sitting over here drinking a 40. You ought to be having a party. Hey, listen to me. Well, somebody threw you out some play, threw you out that little buster play. Y'all wasn't doing nothing together. No way. Y'all wasn't getting nothing accomplished. Are you hearing me? So why you letting that buster control your brain? You better get them demons up out your head. Are you hearing me? And stop letting human beings control the way that you think. Are you digging what I'm talking about? You better make this thing a commitment between you and God, and everybody else that's on the same plane with your commitment between you and God. Cool. Y'all can ride together. Everybody who ain't, you can bounce, you dig, and kick rocks with your socks. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? This ain't no joke. This is your legacy. All right. This is your life. This is what you're passing on to your kids and your kids' kids. And you're gonna have some tunnel vision about what it is that you want. And understand that the separations that you've had in your life are not the devil, it's God. God ain't gonna let you get along with them people. Why? Because that is not your responsibility. To what? To be trying to get along with poverty-minded folk. Unless they change their attitude. Are you hearing me? So let's keep reading to see what happens. So here's Jephthah. And it said, and it came to pass after the process of time that the children of Israel made war against Israel. The children of Ammon made war against Israel. And it was so when the children of Ammon made war against Israel, the elders of Gilead went to fetch Jephthah out of the land of Tob. And they came and said unto Jephthah, come and be our captain, that we may fight against the children of Ammon. All right. So why they come and get Jephthah? They came and got Jephthah because they want to protect their assets. Why won't they protect them assets by themselves? Because they some punks. See, this is the way people are. They'll treat you like a punk until they get in trouble. Then when they get in trouble, they come for you. Why? Because they know you ain't no punk. Because they know you got heart. Because they know you got courage. And they're going to come to you after the fact. Why? Because now they got to have you. Now you're the only logical choice. All right. OLC. Everybody put in the chat. When you do what I'm teaching you today, you'll be so wealthy. Why? Because you'll be the only logical choice. See, people come to you when they ain't got no choice about going to somebody else. Everybody put OLC in the chat. And when you develop your skill sets so that they can't get it from nobody else, then they're gonna come to you. But believe you this, baby, they're coming to you on your terms. All right. I said everybody put MT in the chat. My terms. Put your terms in there. My terms. When they come to you, this is why as a wealthy person, you got to be committed to skills. All right. And once you get committed to skills, don't be crying the blues about, being separated from people and being lonely and all this sort of thing. Take that time to hone your skills. All right. And get a skill set that don't nobody else have. Stop doing stuff everybody else is doing, because that means you're expendable, and people are going to treat you like what? They're going to keep treating you like the punk they was treating you like when they threw you out. But they can't treat you like that when you have a skill set that they don't have, and they need you, and you absolutely positively do not need them. Stop selling stuff where people got a choice. Only sell stuff where it ain't no logical choice. This is a wealth building, and in wealth building, stop selling them little buster products y'all be selling that people playing games with you and don't even keep their appointments. Call you and act like they want to keep them. Nah, I'm gonna do this. I was sorry about that. Act like they don't remember and all that kind of. Nah, put people in a position where you're helping to protect their assets. All right. When you're helping to protect their assets, then they'll do what? They'll stop acting like the assets without the sets. Y'all catch that when you get home. All right, they'll stop acting like a butthole. They'll stop acting a fool. Why? Because they desperate. Because they know what? You they meal ticket. All right, listen to me. They know you they meal ticket. I'm teaching y'all how to be wealthy today. Stop playing around with folk. When you come into this wealth zone, that means that now people know your skill set is so high until when a person meets you, they stop jibber jabbing around and playing games and acting like they're the prize. They know they ain't. And they know what? They're about to lose what? Their assets too. And when people know they're about to lose their assets, they change their attitude towards you. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? You just make sure that you work on your skills. Everybody put skills in the chat. All right, let's go. Everybody put skills with a Z. Skills. Let's go. Skills with a Z. Everybody spell it out in the chat. Skills. Are you hearing me? You ain't never got to worry about no bills as long as you got the skills. All right. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. This person putting something. Father would die. I don't know you, Doc. Don't put nothing in here telling anybody about nothing. I don't know you like that. All right. Yeah, one time to put something in here telling people to buy something, and you'll never make another comment over here. All right. Remember that. Don't never come on my channel selling stuff. I don't know you. All right. Don't do that. That's country as hell. Did you hear what I said? It's country. It's ignorant. It's rude. Don't come on nobody's channel trying to sell your stuff. Get you a channel. Stop being so lazy. Learn how to make a reel. Take a reel class so a million people to pay attention to you. and then tell them what it is that you're doing. You're not gonna get no endorsement on here about what I don't know you. All right. So cut out, snap out of it. Okay. This is a wealth channel. All right. We love the Bible. We love Jesus Christ. We're extremely alert. I hear what I'm talking about. We don't play no games. Nobody come over here tricking us out of nothing. We got high set of skills, tremendously high set of skills. We know how to protect people's assets. Are you listening to me? And we don't play. You don't come up in here. Y'all can make them little fake pages like you, Rick, and all that. And if y'all can pop people off on them fake pages, then God will catch up with you sooner or later. But for all of y'all, you ain't about to come on this channel and trick nobody right while I'm talking. You Marks got a lot of nerve. Are you dig what I'm talking about? A lot of heart to be coming on you mean, evil, vicious, low down, snake in the grass, trifling bums. Are you hearing me? so yeah, hey, y'all better, hey, you're gonna be rich. I say you're gonna be rich. I say you're gonna be wealthy. I say you're gonna be rich, you're gonna be wealthy. You better start checking folk like hotel reservations, just like my man is about to do right here. He said, now y'all gonna come and help me, man. He said, can you come help us preserve our commonwealth? Everybody put commonwealth or put CW in the chat. Because when you are created, to be a wealthy man and create a wealthy woman, it's gonna be because you help the commonwealth. All right, listen to me. God ain't interested in one little rich Negro. It don't mean nothing to God. Okay, are you hearing me? You got a little money, you're doing okay. I don't mean you ain't impressing God. You ain't concerned about that. He's concerned about the commonwealth. So that means that when you are requested to help protect the commonwealth, that you answer the call. Are y'all hearing me? Everybody put CW in the chat. All right. That's the reason why God got you out here in these business streets, not for you. He ain't got you out here for you. He got you out here for the commonwealth. Now you take care of yourself, take care of your family first. But then you take care of what? The wealth of the community. You teach everybody what it is they ought to be doing to have some wealth if you're going to be out here in these wealth streets in whatever area it is that you work in. Okay, whatever your expertise is. Are you listening to me? Whatever your skill set is, bring it to the community. What? For the commonwealth of the community. Why? Because they want their commonwealth assets protected. That's why they came to Jeff Dye. That's why he's so important. All right. You're only important to people because you can help them protect their assets. You're not important just because you got up out the bed. You're important based on what? Your value to people. Are you listening to me? Stop acting like you're so important just because you got out the bed. I'm just a child of God. You got work to do, baby. Are you listening to me? Brother, sister, you got work to do. Snap out of that anesthesia. You ain't just no child of God. All right. Okay, good for you. You're a child of God. Good for me. I'm a child of God. All right. Now let's get our butt up and get to work. All right. so here's Jephthah. And he said, so what he said to them, he said, Jephthah said unto the elders, he said, did you not hate me? He said, did you not hate me and expel me out of my father's house? He said, why are you coming to me now when you are in distress? In other words, punks. He said, and the elders of Israel said unto Jephthah, therefore we turn again to thee now, that thou mayest go with us and fight against the children of Ammon and be our head over the inhabitants of Gilead. Why? They biting, all right? They biting his buns, all right? Everybody put BB in the chat. Everybody put BB in the chat. Y'all know how people, they bite your buns when they need you. Come on, you young folk don't know what I'm talking about. Bite your buns. Bite. You know biting? Y'all know what that means? BB. Everybody put BB in the chat. They started what? Biting your buns. What? Y'all know how folks are. They get in a lot of trouble. What? They played you like a little punk, like a little sucker. And then when they get in trouble, all of a sudden, start biting them buns. All right. All right. So he said, so they started biting his buns. And Jephthah said unto the elders, if you bring me home again to fight against the children of Ammon, and the Lord deliver them before me, shall I be your head? All right. So this is what you want to do. When you are doing this wealth transfer, and the first thing is God is to prepare you, all right, to help somebody, prepared you to help yourself and your family, and prepared you to help the community, because you get wealthy off the community because you're helping the community. All right. So now when people come to you and now they want some help from you, you let them know you the boss. All right. Don't run no business that you started and you don't let everybody know you are the boss. This is part of your wealth commitment. When you committed to wealth, you got to let everybody know it's only one person in charge around here, and that's me. All right. Let everybody know that when you start running these businesses and these amazing kingdoms, when people come around you, unless you tell them right off the top right off the rip. I'm the one that's in charge of what I created, not you. All right. I'm the one that's in charge because I have the biggest commitment to it. All right. The biggest commitment is the one who has the biggest risk. And if I have the biggest risk, then I'm the most valuable person around here, not you. All right. So don't come up in here acting like you're the most valuable person because you don't have the same level of risk. You don't have the same level of commitment that I have. It's my head on the chopping block, and you better get in where you fit in, or else ain't nothing happening. And you make sure everybody understands that when you first meet them right off the top, just like Jeff Ty is doing right here, he's showing you how to run a commonwealth business. Why? While you helping a lot of other folks preserve their assets, and you let them know you going down without me. All right. You don't know what you're doing without me. You in trouble without me. I know it. You know it. And we both know it. So let's cut out the pretense. And if we're gonna get down together, then you right here sign this contract right now and saying what your part of commitment is and what my part of commitment is. And we got it written in writing who it is that runs stuff. And don't y'all be running around here trying to run y'all stuff by committees because it does not work. All right, listen to me. This ain't no democracy. This is a republic. All right. And a democracy is what? Mob rule. That means that's what the word democracy means. It means mob rule. And if you let these mobs come in and run your businesses, the mob will try to run your business and vote you out of your own company. Why? You've seen it happen to CEOs before. They start a business, they get a board of directors. The board of directors want to do what they want to do, and they vote a person out of his own company. That's what they did to Steve Jobs. They did that to Steve Jobs, and then the company went down, 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 down. Apple did. And then they realized that he was the genius behind what was taking place. But because he set his stuff up as a democracy instead of a republic, they threw him out of his own business. Are you hearing me? My man Jeff Ty is like, hell no. I ain't G'ing for that. Everybody put HN in the chat. Hell to the no. You ain't finna come into my company and throw me out my own business. Are you hearing me? Come on, I ain't teaching y'all nothing else until y'all get some hell no in y'all spirit. Because ain't nobody wealthy. Ain't no wealthy punks walking around. Ain't no wealthy, naive people walking around. Ain't nobody got no money who let other people come in and run their company. All right, so give me some hell no up in here. I ain't teaching y'all nothing else. All right, I'm in agreement with you over here, number two. The rest of y'all better wake up. All right, let's go. Come on, Serenity. I'm with you. Let's go. The rest of y'all too pious for me. I don't mess with you church folk. Y'all ain't got enough hell now in y'all. That's why a lot of y'all going to hell, because y'all don't say no to hell. I say no to hell. I don't let nobody tell me. I don't let nobody come up in my joint running nothing. Are you hearing me? Get some hell now. Let's go, Edgar. Let's go, Yvonne. Let's go, Julio. Let's go, Todd. Let's go, Cheryl Ann. Let's go. Who else got some hell now in their spirit? Let's go. I know what's going on with y'all over here on I know what's going on with y'all. Y'all awake over here on Instagram? What's going on? Come on, trust the titles. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Edgar. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, Julio. Let's go. Come on, Knack. Knack the code. Let's go. Hell to the now. Let's go, Mark. Get some hell now in y'all spirit. People trying to come in and run your business. Hell no. All right? Hell to the now. You ain't create this. I created this. All right? You tell them. You let them know to their face. Don't be having no strained relationships with folks coming in your business trying to maneuver their way around, all this sort of thing. Take advantage of all your hard work. Take advantage of the fact that you got your neck on the chopping block, and they try to act like your company is their company. Tell them hell no. That's not happening. All right. It sounds like common sense, but I see people try to do it to me. I'm like, hell no. What is you smoking, player? That ain't gonna never happen. All right. You the one with the skill set. When I first started doing plays, and this chick asked me, say, you want to be a thousandaire, you want to be a millionaire, Rick? I'm like, get to the point, Jezebel. What are you asking me? She's like, well, if you want to be a thousandaire, you can do things this way. If you want to be a millionaire, you can do things this way. I was like, girl, I was a millionaire before I met you. I ain't had no money in my pocket, but I already knew I had a millionaire's mindset. So I knew I was going to be a millionaire. I had no doubt about it whatsoever. I was like, I don't need your approval to be no millionaire woman. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? All right. You really think I need your approval to have some money? I got my own mind. I don't need your mind to help me think. I think for myself. Are you hearing me? Plus, I got skills. I got skills that this chick didn't have. So when people come around your business trying to manipulate you, it's because they don't have your skills. Are you hearing me? And what? The only way that they can get smooth up to you is they got to make you feel like you need them. And you tell them, hell no, I don't need you. All right. And you can bounce right now. We get this stuff established right now. So we never had a relationship after that. Why? Because I didn't need her. And I told her to bounce and get in the wind like a funky breeze. Why? Because I don't need you. I'm going to create my own stuff. I don't need you to create nothing for me. I got my own brain. All right, listen to me. I have no money. I have $1 in my pocket, but I had a whole lot of hell no in my spirit. Okay. And y'all need to get some hell no in y'all spirit. Y'all be letting people mess y'all stuff up before y'all can even get started. Y'all let these bums come into y'all life, want to be gangsters coming into y'all life, folks with the Jezebel spirit like that chick. You dig what I'm talking about? Or dudes, whatever, all these little homosexual spirits and stuff, and these little sissy spirits, people coming around you with this witchcraft and this warlockism and all this sort of thing, these deep demons from the pit of hell, and want to come up and mess your mind up and get all involved in what you're doing and mess your stuff all up. They ain't got nothing to offer you. So they try to make you feel like you need them, but you don't need them for nothing. They didn't help you create nothing. So I love what Jeff just said. He said, if I come over here, am I going to be your head? And just yes or no. All right. It's a yes or no question. All right. You can say yes or you can say no. But I don't want to hear nothing else except yes or no. Y'all messing around with too many people. And the person don't tell you yes or no. And y'all keep kicking it. I'm like, no wonder you got all that confusion in your life. No wonder you're still in the poverty zone. You're in the poverty zone because you're dealing with a whole bunch of knuckleheads who ain't got good sense. And y'all sitting around arguing with each other about little petty stuff every day. And you can't even get out the poverty zone because you can't graduate to the wealth zone because you got all that dead weight around you, because you got people around you who don't have no skills, can't move your company up, and you arguing with them all the time because the only thing they can possibly do with you is argue because they ain't got enough sense to be bringing they ain't got nothing else they can bring to the table but an argument. Are you listening to me? Why in the world are you arguing with those people? Why are you holding on to those folks? That's my question. Why are you just going to stay in the poverty zone? Why don't you commit yourself to the wealth zone and let everybody know around you when it's you that came up with the idea, you just got the innovation, you just got your head on the chopping block. You let them know we're going to do things the way I see it, not the way you see it. Are you down with that? All right. All you men is getting married. You the head of your house. All you men is getting married. Don't marry no woman when you tell her I'm the head of the house. Do you agree with that? And she can tell you yes or no. If she say no, don't marry her. If she say yes, good. If she say maybe, don't marry her. If she say I don't know, don't marry her. If she say let God help us with that, don't marry. All that's witchcraft. Are you hearing me? The answer is yes or no. It ain't no maybe answer. Are you hearing me? You women, you meet a dude, you say, all right, baby, do you believe in one wife? He say, well, no, I think as long as I take care of you and another chick, we should be able to get along. Well, you tell him, hell no, I'm not marrying you. Why? Because you just done told me you're going to cheat on me. Just done told me what? That you don't think enough of me to keep me and you, keep our relationship between the two of us. You just done told me what? That you think so little of me, and to what? You got to have another chick's mind, spirit, body, and all. I'm not sharing you with no another woman. All right. So you can just tell me yes, or you can tell me no. And you better have these conversations when you first start your businesses, first start your companies, first start your relationships. When you first start, not later. Are you hearing me? And get a crystal clear understanding, or you're going to stay in the poverty zone. Are you hearing me? You're going to stay in the poverty zone. You're going to be in the poverty zone because y'all going to be arguing all the time because you don't share the same values. So just ask the person point blank, what do you believe in? How do you get down? And do you agree to these terms? If the person don't agree to the terms, then tell them that's cool. You ain't got to agree to my terms, and I ain't got to be with you. All right, that's cool. You ain't got to agree with my terms. I ain't got to do business with you. That's cool. You ain't got to agree with my terms. I ain't got to marry you. That's cool. You don't agree with my terms. I ain't got to partner with you. It's okay. You can believe whatever you want to believe. You're a grown man and a grown woman. I ain't trying to tell you what to believe. I'm just telling you what I believe. And if you get down like that, cool, let's go. If you don't get down like that, then it ain't cool. We ain't doing nothing together. We ain't moving one more minute. Are y'all hearing what I'm talking about? That's how y'all build wealth. It's possible to build wealth when you're in a house arguing all the time, or in a boardroom arguing all the time, and y'all argue with everybody. Why? Because it ain't even established who's in charge. Now you listen to me. All right. So my man, he make it very plain to him. He said, okay, cool. He said, you're gonna let me be in charge. He said, I'll come back. And Jephthah said unto him, will you make me your head? And the elder said unto Jephthah, the Lord be witness between us if we do not so according to thy words. So they made a deep commitment because they brought God in it. So everybody put DC in the chat. All right. Because some of y'all commitments, they be too doggone shallow. They be too shallow. You say yes, I'm gonna do something, but you don't mean it. All right. I'm talking about being wealthy today. The reason people are wealthy is because wealthy people make deep commitments. We don't make lightweight commitments. All right. Poverty-minded people make lightweight commitments. Why? Because they don't want to make a deep commitment, because that means that means that they gotta deeply commit. All right. But poverty-minded people don't believe in that. You gotta be a half-hearted person all your life to die broke. Are you listening to me? I said you gotta be a half-hearted person all of your life to die broke. You done went through way too much money, been around way too many opportunities for you to be broke. Now you listen to me? You got what? A word problem. You don't keep your word. Now you listen to me? And you say, I do keep my word, Brother Ricky. I'm like, yeah, but your word is so weak until if you keep that word, you still gonna die broke. Why? Because that's not a deep commitment. That's not a wealth commitment. That's a poverty commitment. When you make little itty bitty little commitments to people, that don't require blood, sweat, and tears. All you're doing is guaranteeing your poverty. And what you're doing is separating yourself from wealth, because wealth requires deep commitments, not a little half-hearted, half-baked commitment. Are you listening to me? Wealthy people, we are very committed to certain things, to certain concepts. See, a wealth commitment means that you're committed to the concept. When you're committed to the concept, you don't have to know all of the details before you commit yourself. Why? Because you're committed to the concept. Concepts is what makes you wealthy. When you're committed to the concept. When I committed to the concept that I didn't want to go after a target market anymore, that I wanted to be the target of the market. When I committed to that concept, I went from having a few thousand people paying attention to what we were doing to millions and millions and millions of people paying attention to what we was doing, because Brendan came to one of our meetings, where I had with Myron Golden and myself, and he came to our suite and he was teaching us that the way you all are marketing is not right. He said, y'all marketing to a target market. He said, that's not good. He said, you should make reels that reach the entire market, and then you become the target of the market. I said, that's an amazing concept. I said, I totally commit to that. I said, how much? I mean, I was ready. So how much is the class? I thought this class was going to be at least $100,000, because they help people get millions of people to watch the videos. So I'm like, man, that's amazing. So he said it was only $30,000. So I was totally committed, even though I didn't know all the steps that was going to be in this class. I was committed to the concept. That's the way wealthy people think. We don't think like poor people. Poor people are not committed to concepts. They want to know everything that's going to happen in between. I'm like, well, okay, that's a poor commitment, because poor people are committed to sight. Wealthy people are committed by faith. You mean, what are you talking about? We know we're going to put in the work. Poor people ain't going to put in the work. That's why they committed to poverty. Why? They got to know everything that's going to take place, because they've been used to getting a paycheck all their life, and they know they're going to get $2,000, $3,000 for whatever they're going to get every 2 weeks. That's the way they've been programmed since they was born. And because they've been programmed that way, then the only thing that they'll commit to is what? Somebody telling them exactly how much money they're going to get, and when they're going to get it. They're not committed to making their own money and creating their own assets, because that requires some work that they're not used to doing. And it requires a much bigger commitment, because now you got to think for yourself. Now you got to create for yourself. Now you ain't going to get fed unless what? Unless you do the creativity. You ain't going to get paid unless you get up on your own accord without nobody telling you when to get paid. You ain't going to get paid unless you're doing the wealthy activities that it take to be wealthy. And you have to do them on a consistent basis. And that's a big difference between a poverty commitment and a wealthy commitment. And poverty-minded folk will not put their words of wealth into the atmosphere, because they committed to poverty. See, what people don't understand is that when you're not committed to one thing, that means that you are committed to the opposite of it. That's what people don't understand. And that's how a person can stay broke so long, because they don't understand that you broke because you're committed. Committed to what? You're committed to being broke. Meaning that what? You won't bow down to a concept. It's just like you going to the army. You get ready to go to the army. When you sign up for the army, don't nobody tell you exactly what's going to happen. Listen, you're going to be in Vietnam in 2 weeks. You're going to be on the side of a little road, and some Vietnamese going to be chasing you. It's going to be 20 of them. It's going to be one of you. 5 of your partners going to be laying in a pit dead already, and you're going to be number 6 unless you climb this bamboo tree. Now, come on, player. Don't nobody explain all that stuff to you. You just signed up for the concept of being in the army, which means that what? Everything that being in the army comes along with the concept. Well, praise God, when you sign up for wealth, you ain't signed up for people to be coming at you and shooting bullets at you. You just signed up to have enough money to pass down to your kids and your grandkids and your great grandkids. And what? You act like you making a commitment that's requiring your life. Are you hearing me? Are you listening to me? Some of y'all ain't listening to what I'm telling you. Y'all making poverty commitments because you don't like to make the wealth commitments. The number one wealth commitment you don't like to do is you don't like to pay no money for nothing. You don't like to pay. Most of y'all ain't never spent more than $5,000 on yourself. Most of y'all that's listening to me now. No wonder you broke. And you're going to die broke unless you change that attitude. Use some common sense. You pay $5,000 to learn something. You deserve to be broke. You say, come on, that's cold, Brother Ricky. Yeah, it's cold that you would treat yourself like that. The first thing I did when I got my very first check, that was only $13,000. When I went from being dead broke to having some money, the first thing I did was invested in my kids that was in my play and my daughter. I took them to Muhammad Ali's funeral. Why? Because I wanted to teach them about wealth. You say, what Muhammad Ali's funeral got to do with being wealthy? I wanted them to see that one human being could affect the entire world with their belief system if that one human being would stand up for something. And they saw it with their own eyes. They saw people from Japan. They saw people from Africa. They saw people from clear across the entire world, Jerusalem, all these people with all kind of different beliefs and all kind of stuff, but they had all come and honor Ali because Ali stood up for what he believed in. All right. He was committed to a concept, and the concept was, I'm not going to no war to fight for no racist country who treat me like dogs and all the black folk around here like dogs, and they expect us to go fight and come back dope fiends and can't even get a job. And he like, hell no. He had some hell no in the spirit. So people, they respected him for his hell no that was in the spirit. It came from all over the world to show him how much they respected him. And I respected them for it. And I wanted my kids to learn to get some hell no in your spirit and stop sitting around here geeing for whatever somebody try to do to you. Why? Because we committed to wealth. And if we're going to be committed to wealth, that means that we're going to have some kahunas and some backbone and some stand up. When folks come around us with a whole bunch of drag, perpetration, and game, and let them know to their face, hell no, I'm not having it. So that's why I did that. That's why the first thing I did when I got some money was start investing in me and my family. And over the last 3 years, going on 4 years, I've invested over $1 million on me and my family. Why? Because I want to learn wealth concepts. And those wealth concepts, meaning one of the major wealth concepts is that you pay money to people who are wealthy instead of paying money to people who are poor. And then the second concept is that you listen to the wealthy person. You don't listen to the poor person. Are you listening to me? And get them curses up off your life and say, I can stop walking around here, curse with a curse, with a curse upon a curse upon a curse, because poverty is a curse. And it's a curse based on what? A lot of hard-headed behavior and activity over a long period of time. And it's the biggest problem is a lack of commitment to commit to the wealth side of life, to the wealth zone, I call it. And it's a tremendous commitment to the poverty zone. Are y'all hearing me? If you committed today, put IC in the chat. Come on, if you committed, just put IC in the chat. Put I'm committed. I'm committed to what? If you committed to wealth, put IC in the chat. All right. Then I'm gonna finish this lesson. All right. I love my man right here. I love Jeff Time because he is really committed. All right. He's committed. He's committed to the wealth of his family. All right. When I say wealth, he's committed to the highest level of value. That's what I'm talking about. He's committed to being a valuable man. Are you listening to me? Wealth is value. Did you hear what I said? I said if you was on a desert island and one person had a drink of water, another person had 20 million, the wealthiest person there is the cat with the drink of water, not the person with the money. Are you hearing me? Wealth is what? It's the perspective of it. It's like, who is the most valuable person in this room? All right. As long as you're the most valuable person in this room, you'll always have what you want because everybody else is getting what they want. That's how life goes. Are you hearing me? And if you ain't got what I want, you ain't wealthy to me. You ain't valuable to me. If you ain't got what I want, if you can't help me, you're not valuable. If I can't help you, I'm not valuable to you. And y'all need to come up out of all that narcissistic behavior and think you got value with people for any other reason because you do not. All right. And you ain't gonna never be no wealthy person unless you understand that wealth is value and that you understand that it's your privilege to be valuable to somebody. And what you do, you pay for that. You pay for that with money. You pay for that for time. You pay for that with energy. You pay for that with blood. You pay for that with sweat. You pay for that with tears. And here goes my man. So he's paying. He's ready to pay for what? His wealth. So he tells them, he said, man, you gonna make me your boss? And they say, yeah, we're gonna make you your boss. So then watch what he does next. He said, the king of and of children of Ammon, he said, then Jephthah sent messages unto the king of the children of Ammon. This is Judges chapter 11. And we're in verse number 12. Jephthah is the man now. He's in charge. He's the boss. He said, and Jephthah sent messages unto the king of the children of Ammon, saying, what hast thou to do with me, that thou art come against me to fight my land? So he's trying to get these marks a chance to bounce, right? And the king and the children of Ammon answered and said unto the messages of Jephthah, he said, because Israel took away my land when they came up out of Egypt, from Ammon, even unto Jabbok, unto Jordan, now therefore restore those lands again peaceably. So they trying to stick them up. They're trying to stick them up for their land. And Jephthah sent messages again unto the king of the children of Ammon and said unto them, Thus says Jephthah, Israel took not away the land of Moab, nor the land of the children of Ammon. But when Israel came up from Egypt and walked through the wilderness unto the Red Sea and came to Kadesh, then Israel sent messages unto the king of Edom, saying, Let me, I pray thee, pass through thy land. But the king of Edom would not hearken thereto. In like manner they said unto the king of Moab, but he would not consent. And Israel abode in Kadesh. He said, Then they went along through the wilderness and passed the land of Edom and the land of Moab, and came out of the east side of the land of Moab and pitched on the other side of Arnon, but came not within the border of Moab, for Arnon was within the border of Moab. And Israel sent messages unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, the king of Heshbon. And Israel said unto him, Let us pass, we pray thee, through thy land into my place. But Sihon trusted not Israel to pass through his coast. But Sihon gathered all his people together and pitched in Jahaz and fought against Israel. And the Lord God of Israel delivered Sihon and to his people into the land, into the hand of Israel, and they smote them. So Israel possessed all the land of the Amorites, the inhabitants of that country. And they possessed all the coast of the Amorites and the Ammon, even unto Jabbok, and from the wilderness even unto Jordan. So now the Lord God of Israel hath disposed of the Amorites from before his people Israel. Shouldest thou possess it? Wilt thou not possess that which Chemish thy God giveth thee to possess? So whomsoever the Lord our God shall drive out from before us, them will we possess. He's saying, and now art thou anything better than Balak, the son of Zippor, king of the Moab, and he strive against Israel? Or did he fight against them? He said, while Israel dwelt in Heshbon, and her towns, and in Aror, and her towns, and in all the cities that be along the coast of Arnon, 300 years. Why therefore did they not recover them within that time? Wherefore have I not sinned against thee, but thou dost me wrong to war against me? And the Lord judged between this day between the children of Israel and the children of Ammon. Howbeit the king of the children of Ammon hearkened not unto the words of Jephthah, which he sent. That was a long thing I read. Why did I read all that? Because when you are developing wealth, you got to fight for it. And these little poo butts, when I say poo butts, anybody that's opposing you on their terms, heathens, you dig what I'm talking about? Liars, connivers, cheaters, malcontents, nickel slick wannabes. All right. Whenever you become God's chosen to be wealthy, you're going to deal with that. All right. And they're going to try to make you feel like you owe them something. Are you hearing me? But you are here to do what? To preserve the commonwealth. So that means that you check these little punks and you let them know, no, I don't owe you nothing. When you listen to me, when you're talking to people and you tell a person to their face, you own some nonsense. All right. It ain't nothing happening. If the person got some sense, they'll repent and they'll just tell you, you're right. I mean, what you're saying is correct. You just broke down all that history to me. And you just got through letting me know that I'm hit like a 60-mile-an-hour fastball if I carry on in the same tradition that I've been doing. So I'm not offended that you told me. I'm offended with myself that I even brought that nonsense to you. Now, that's the way a person is going to react who you ought to be doing business with. Most of the people you meet are not going to react like that. I'm telling you how. This is number 2, how to protect your assets, how to protect your wealth. The way that you protect your wealth is you tell a person straight up no chaser what you ain't putting up with. And then you remind them that you know they're lying. All right. Because liars, they need to be reminded. And then you need to break it down to them the way that my man Jephthah is breaking it down to the king of Ammon. He letting them know you ain't got nothing coming. All right. Everybody put NC in the chat. Nothing coming. Don't y'all bend one iota when you protecting your wealth. You let them know you ain't got nothing coming, baby. All right. You got to have this temperament to be a wealthy person. Oh, yes, you do. You got to protect your wealth. And when these people start showing up on you, you let them know you ain't got nothing coming. He did that long history lesson to let them know you ain't got nothing coming. He broke it down to let them know you ain't got nothing coming. I mean, he broke it down like a fraction to let them know you ain't got nothing coming. I mean, he dropped it like it's hot to let them know you ain't got nothing coming. And when people start monkeying around with you and playing around with you, you tell them emphatically, you ain't got nothing coming. Why? Because you the one with the skill set and the fight is already over. The only reason you ain't won the fight is because you ain't went to the fight. But I'm telling you, baby, it's time for you to put your dukes up. Are you hearing me? And let everybody around you know that you're not about to invade this wealth. Are you listening to me? You got nothing coming. That's why we create tax-free trust. Why? that are irrevocable with what? Tax-free EINs. Why? Because the IRS, they ain't got nothing coming. Are you hearing me? When it comes time to get the money back from the bank ain't keeping our money. They ain't got nothing coming. How dare me put my money in your bank and you keep my money and then file some papers acting like you me? Are you hearing me? And then get my money that's supposed to be coming to me every year. No, you ain't got nothing coming. Are you hearing me? When we buy life insurance policies, we don't buy them little fake whole life policies and build up cash value in them. Why? Because they invade those policies. They keep the cash value when you die, and they send your family the face amount, meaning that you save the money for the life insurance company. Y'all don't know how to protect y'all assets. Y'all need help. All right. That's why I teach y'all on a regular basis, because I see this country stuff. I'm like, this don't make no sense. What is you doing? You saving money for a life insurance company? I mean, you really saving money for somebody else? You just gonna let somebody invade your wealth? All right. The second part, number one, is preparation, wealth preparation. The second one is wealth protection. You gotta protect your wealth. Well, can't nobody do nothing with you. They ain't got no choice but to act right. Are you hearing me? And you need to what? Investigate what? Who's penetrating your wealth and who's what? And why is your stuff not protected? All right, listen to what I'm talking about. Jeff ain't playing. He gave him a long history lesson about you ain't got nothing coming, baby. All right. Are y'all hearing me? All right, so let's get to the next part. We got one more part. So number one, wealth preparation. Number two, wealth protection. And then number three, wealth preservation. And let me show you how he preserves his wealth. This ain't gonna sound right, but just hear me out, all right? Because it's gonna break your heart when you hear the rest of the story. Some of y'all already read the Bible. You already know the story. So this is heartbreaking, but it's still wealth preservation. He says, then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he passed over Gilead and Manasseh. He said he passed over against Mizpah and Gilead. And from Mizpah to Gilead, he passed over into the children of Ammon. And Jephthah vowed a vow, or he made a wealth commitment. All right. The whole lesson I've been getting to for an hour. Jephthah made a wealth commitment. He vowed a vow. And he said, Lord, if thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into mine hands. He said, if you deliver them into mine hands, he said, then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it for a burnt offering. Y'all know that's a deep, deep commitment. Everybody put DDC in the chat. That's a deep, deep commitment. All right. Everybody put DDC in the chat. That's a deep, deep commitment to his wealth. Because what is his wealth? His legacy. What is he fighting for? He's fighting for legacy. He's fighting for his legacy and a legacy of what? All of his brothers, all of his low-down, manipulative, scandalous brothers who he didn't showed enough grace to come back and help save. Just like y'all would have to help save some of y'all family members. They ain't listening to y'all initially, but they will when you come back around. All right. So here he is. He say, Lord, I sacrifice the first thing that comes out of my house. He makes a deep, deep commitment. All right. So what happens? So Jephthah passed over into the children of Ammon to fight against them, and the Lord delivered them into his hand. And he smote them from Aurora even until thou comest to Minnith, even 20 cities, and unto the plain of the vineyards, with a very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel. All right. So I want y'all to understand this. If you commit yourself to the word of God, if you commit yourself to common law, if you commit yourself to constitutional law, if you commit yourself to this way of living, your enemies don't stand a chance. Why? Because God will back you up. Did you hear what I said? I said, you want some God back, and everybody put GB in the chat. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't about to go to no battle. God ain't backing me up. Right, hearing me? Why? Because God always backs up his word. God commits to the committed. Are y'all listening to me? I said, God commits to the committed. All you cowards, I rebuke your coward spirit. How dare you be a coward and what you're doing is lined up with God? I mean, what? You going to do his work too? I said, you're going to do his work. The only reason you ain't winning your battle because you ain't fighting. The only reason you ain't fighting is because you ain't committed to wealth. You committed to poverty. So you're having poverty fights with some little poo butts. It's time for you to come up out of that. It's time for you to fight for what? For your wealth. Are you listening to me? It don't even make no sense to be having a poverty fight. Excuse me. So my man, he's fighting for the wealth of Israel. Are you hearing me? To what? To preserve the wealth of Israel and to preserve the wealth of his family. And he's asking God, if I do this, Lord, will you preserve me? And God is like, yeah, go ahead. So he beats the hell out of everybody. He go over there and whoop everybody. Ain't nothing left. A great slaughter, just like you. Everything that's in your life, everything that's opposing you, everything that's opposing your wealth, everything that's opposing your family's wealth. If you just make a higher commitment, you have no idea how God will increase your skills. See, skills are increased based on high commitments, high wealth commitments. So I'm like, man, I want to kill a game. I want the game to be, I want my kids to be okay. If that's the case, that means I got to have way more than just a little bit for me. That's your attitude. All of y'all who don't want nothing for the third generation, you some greedy people. You say what you say, Brother Ricky? I said you greedy. All right, because you took a poverty oath. And that's what? I don't want that much, you know. If I could have just enough to get by. I'm like, that's a poverty oath. Did you hear me? That's not a wealth commitment. That's a commitment to poverty. That's a commitment to laziness. That's a commitment to indifference. That's a commitment to selfishness and is greedy. You said, what you talking about? I don't want much. You don't want much. You don't want much means you are greedy. That means that you just want enough for you. Where's the commonwealth? Are you hearing me? Where's the third generation wealth? It is ridiculous. You've been taught so backwards, so wrong. That is so evil for you to have that laid back, smug attitude. That ain't the will of God for you. The Bible says a good man is an inheritance to their children's children. That means you're going to fight. You're going to fight for yours. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? You're going to fight for your kids you can see, and you're going to fight for your kids that ain't even been born yet. Are you hearing me? If you fight, put I'm fighting in the chat. All right. Put the whole thing out there. I'm fighting. All right. I was trying to put it down on Facebook over here, but we're kicking with y'all over here on Instagram. I said, where y'all at? All right. Where y'all at? I ain't teaching y'all nothing else until I see at least 10 people that's fighting. I ain't teaching y'all nothing else. Who else fighting around here? I might as well look. I got a bad cold. Y'all can hear it. My throat was hurt. My chest was killing me last night. It was really hurting. I got up in the middle of the night drinking tea. You can see I'm all congested, but the Holy Ghost told me to teach you, and I ain't teaching nobody else until I find out somebody around here fighting. Let's go, James. Come on, I'm fighting with you. Come on, Deidre. I'm fighting with you. Come on, Della. I'm fighting with you. Come on. Come on, Monique. I'm fighting with you. Let's go. Come on, Gazelle. I'm fighting with you. Come on, Cheryl Ann. I'm fighting with you. Come on, Yvonne. I'm fighting with you. Come on. You ain't fighting by yourself. Come on, Todd. I'm fighting with you. Anybody else around that got some gangster in them? I'm fighting with you. Come on, Ronnie. I'm fighting with you. Come on, Trust and Titus. I'm fighting with you. Anybody else around here fighting? I said, is anybody else around there fighting? Anybody else around there? Come on, Mary, I'm fighting with you. Lamar, I'm sorry. Come on, Lamar, I'm fighting with you. Let's go. I said, anybody else around there fighting? Come on, Warrior Queen, I'm fighting with you. Anybody else around there fighting? Come on, Bodie, I'm fighting with you. Let's go. Anybody else around there? Come on, AC, I'm fighting with you too. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. Are you listening to me? You're not going to win this wealth battle doing a poverty fight. You got to have a deep commitment to win this wealth battle. This is not for the faint of heart. Are you hearing me? This is for the person that's determined that I'm 3 generations worth of wealth is my privilege and I'm fighting for it. All right. And I'm fighting everything that's fighting against me. And I'm not having it. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? All right. So let's go. So he says, so he gets to his house and he beat the mess out of everybody. Then he gets to his house. And when he got to his house, when Jephthah came to Mizpah to his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him with trembles and with dances, and she was his only child. Beside her, he had neither son nor daughter. So here comes Jephthah's successor trustee. His daughter is his successor. Jephthah is the trustee of Israel. All right. He just won a battle to set all of Israel free from the hand of the Ammonites. He's the most valuable person in the whole land. He's the trustee of the entire land, and he's a trustworthy trustee. This man keeps his word. He keeps his word at the highest level. Why? Because wealth are the words that come out your mouth. And when you keep your wealthy word, then you keep your wealth. Are you listening to me? So he walks to the crib, and this wealthy man, this valuable man, this trustworthy trustee, the first thing that comes out of his house is this beautiful, awesome, wonderful, striking, all striking, phenomenal daughter, his own flesh and blood. come out his crib. And he done promised God he gonna kill her. He done made a commitment that he gonna kill the first thing that comes out of his crib. And his daughter comes out. Man, when I read this and I think about my daughters, I got 5 daughters, you know. And when I read this and I think about that, I'm like, good golly, Miss Molly. Good golly, Miss Molly. Woo, we make your heart drop, don't it? Yeah. Made my heart every time I read it. And I've been studying this for 40 years. All right. And the story never gets stale because I think about, Lord, what kind of wealth commitment do I have? That thing, wealth is personal. Everybody put whip in the chat. WIP. Wealth is personal. All right. Everybody put whip in the chat. WIP. Come on. Come on. Wealth is personal. Did you hear me? You can't make it without a personal commitment. Come on, I ain't teaching y'all nothing else until we get come on, I need at least 10 more, 15 of y'all. All right, get in your spirit. Wealth is personal. All right, let's go. It is, Ken. Let's go. Lifestyle, it is personal. All right, come on, I'm waiting on y'all. Come on, Percy, it is personal. Let's go. Sandra, it is personal. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Mark. It is personal. All right, let's go. Number 2, it is personal. Cheryl, Lynn, Yvonne, it is personal. All right, come on, Brother James. It is personal. Let's go. Where y'all at, Della? It is personal. All right, 5 more y'all. 5 more y'all are about to start to experience some personal wealth because you're putting the words on the screen. I'm teaching y'all the wealth words to come out your mouth. When you say, Lord, I know that wealth is personal, I'm making a personal commitment to it. That's when you start seeing things unfold because of the words. Make a bigger commitment with your mouth. Are you hearing me, Shelly? It is personal. Yes, it is. Unheard of, it is personal. King Jonah, it is personal. All right. It is personal, Ronnie. It is personal. All right. Your wealth is your personal wealth. And your wealth commitment is personal. Are you hearing me? It's personal. So here's my man. He comes to the crib. It can't get no more personal than this because his daughter comes out. And she said unto him, she said, my father, he said, it came to pass when he saw her that he tore his clothes. And he said, alas, my daughter. He said, thou hast brought me very low. He's saying, thou art one of them that trouble me. He said, for I have opened my mouth unto the Lord, and I cannot go back. And she said unto him, my father, if thou hast opened thy mouth unto the Lord, do to me according to that which has proceeded out of thy mouth. She said, Daddy, keep your word. She said, for as much as the Lord have taken vengeance for thee and thine enemies, even the children of Ammon. I don't know if y'all got this, but this man is taught his daughter so well. This man is so full of legacy. This man is so full. He's such a progenitor of wealth. He is so full of posterity. And to his daughter says, do the right thing. His daughter says, listen, if God promised you, he said, we're going to celebrate the fact that God kept his word. She said, we're going to celebrate that together because that's what you taught me, Daddy. You taught me that the most important thing is to keep my word with God because God always keeps his word. All right. Don't give up on God because he'll never give up on you. God is not a man he should lie or the son of man he should repent. Has he not said it? Is he not able to make it good? The reason why you can make high commitments, high wealth commitments, is because the higher the commitment you make, the higher the commitment God gives you. God is committed to you to the level that you are committed to what? To your own wealth. Are you hearing me? Your wealth is personal. And God is committed to you because you can't ask God for nothing he can't do. Are you hearing me? You can't make a request that's above his pay grade. All of your big requests are little things to God. So when he asked God to deliver the children of Ammon into his hands, that was a little thing for God. God was like, man, consider that done. Just make sure you keep your word. Are you hearing me? And what I love about him is that he taught his daughter how to do the same thing. That's why I keep telling you all that all of you all that work with us and that we teach y'all and y'all opening up trust and all of this. I'm like, if you don't bring your daughters or your sons to what it is that you're learning, you have no commitment to wealth. Are y'all listening to me? You learning something? That is a complete waste of time. Why? Because you're going to die. Are you hearing me? Hopefully before your children. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? Your children ought to have the same commitment level you got. Are y'all hearing me? Are y'all listening to me? I said your kids should have the same commitment level you have. My successor, I have several children, but my successor is my daughter Shantice. My daughter Shantice can finish my sentences. You know why? That's why she's my successor. If I say something and we're in the middle of a training session, just she and I, she can complete my sentences. If I say something to her, she's got mental telepathy. She don't work for us because she wants a paycheck. She works with our business because she wants to continue the legacy to her son Joey, to her daughter Tyler, and and make sure that the other kids, the beneficiaries, can learn from her what it was that she learned from me. If you could just get one in your house, you are amazingly blessed. Are you hearing me? Everybody put AB in the chat. If you got one in your house, you're amazingly blessed. Are you hearing me? If you got one people, if you got one person, just one. I said just one. Good. If you can have what? If you had more cooperation than that, that would be great. But if you just got one, just train at least one person to be your successor. Why? Because you got to preserve your wealth. There is no wealth preservation without a successor. Are you listening to me? So you say, but this ain't making sense, Brother Ricky, because the woman is volunteering to die. What makes sense is that if they keep their word, God is going to preserve their wealth, even if the daughter got to be sacrificed. Why? Because it was God that gave him the daughter in the first place. And it's God that gave him the wealth, or gave him the wisdom to acquire the wealth, I should say, gave him the courage to acquire the wealth, gave him a committed heart to commit himself to his own wealth. Excuse me. So she said, this is what she said. I got it. I really, it's hard for me to talk, so I'm gonna have to get out of here. So let me read the last part of this and let's go. And she said, my father, if you open up your mouth, keep your word. She said, because God delivered your enemies into your hand. And she said unto her father, she said, let me do this thing first. She said, let me go alone 2 months that I may go up into the mountains and bewail my virginity. I and my fellows. All right. And he said, go. And she went away for 2 months. And she came back. It said when she came back, she returned to her father, who did according to his vow. He kept his word. He sacrificed his daughter. He said that before she even knew a man, and it was a custom in Israel that the daughters of Israel went yearly to lament the daughter of Jephthah, the Gileadite, 4 days into a year. So the children of Israel, they made a tradition out of mourning the daughter of Jephthah so that they can all what? Appreciate where they came from. So in her death, she created a tradition of perseverance, I should say, perseverance. She taught through her behavior generations to come how to behave, how to appreciate their elders, how to appreciate their mothers and their fathers, how to appreciate the fact that they were able to start their own families because she was never able to start her own family. And she volunteered to be a martyr so that everybody else coming along could appreciate childbearing, could appreciate having a child, could stay out of the abortion clinics, could stop killing the kids before the children are born. She started a tradition. Why? Amazing legacy because she had such a high commitment. And the higher the commitment, the bigger the legacy. Are y'all listening to me? So I want to pray for you all. And I want you to pray for me today that God will bless my body and strength and I'll be able to keep teaching you all. By the way, before I bless you all, I do have one announcement. And that's tonight we're having a free class. And if you want to come to that free class, just comment IMF and come on over so I can help you to preserve your wealth, to prepare you for wealth, to help you protect your wealth, and to help you to preserve your wealth. If you're interested in those three things, then come on over and learn some wealthy language and learn how to commit yourself at a higher level. Your commitment today is just your time because it doesn't cost anything. It's free. All right. So if you're interested in that, put IMF in the chat. And for those of you all who are on TikTok, go to rickthewealthcoach.com. rickthewealthcoach.com. Go over there, because you can't do that on TikTok. But any place else, if you're listening on Instagram, if you're listening on these other channels. So on TikTok, don't put it, Dewad, don't put it in there. It's not going to work. Go to rickthewealthcoach.com. That's not a large commitment to go to a website. All right. All right. Don't lose out on class because you couldn't remember rickthewealthcoach.com. That's so simple. All right. And the class is on there and it's free. All right. So you all can come to the class tonight, and you can make a time commitment to come to class. I don't want your money. I just want you to come and learn what's going on. You can make bigger decisions, better decisions once you get there. All right. Okay. And I'm going to show you $1 million check, and I'm going to show you what we filled out to get it, and how you can live the way that we're living potentially. All right. Come on, let's pray. Lord, we are committed at the highest levels to our wealth. In other words, Lord, we are committed to being the most valuable person that we can be. MVPs. We committed to being the most valuable person we can be in our generation. We know that we can't be no more valuable than we can be as an individual person. So we want to thank you for that. And we want our value to spread out in our families first. And then we wanted to spread out into the commonwealth of the community. That's what we're asking you. We're asking you to help us to see the big picture. Help us to look ahead and realize that the bigger the commitment, the larger the legacy. And that's what we're here for. We're here because we are progenitors. We are very interested in legacy. That's why we're here. That's why we're listening. That's why we're teaching. You know why we're here. You know what we came in for. And you put these amazing stories in the Bible to teach us how to behave. You put the story of Jephthah and his daughter. It is not an aberration. It's not a metaphor. It happened in real life. And you said these things are written for our example, so that we can learn how to groom up a child so much until the child would have so much faith and confidence in you, until they realize that they'll see you again on the other side of death, if that takes place, because we all gonna die anyway. So we want to be like Balak. He said, if I die, let me die the death of the righteous, and let my end be like their end. Lord, help us to fight for what we're willing to die for. Help that to be our attitude as we go into the rest of this day, the rest of this week, the rest of this year, as we approach a new year. Help us to have the spirit of fighters, contenders, Lord, heavyweight champs, understanding how to preserve, how to prepare ourselves for wealth, how to protect our wealth, and then finally, Lord, how to preserve our wealth. Help us to use wealthy words and large commitments to commit ourselves from out of poverty, the poverty zone, to commit ourselves into the wealth zone, so that everybody around us will become much more valuable. And then our children that we'll never see, they'll be born, Lord, into a family of valuable human beings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. You all enjoy the rest of y'all beautiful day. God bless you. I love you all. Be blessed in the city. Be blessed in the field. I can't sing, so I'm just going to have to say it. The Stellar is, and Stella does. I see some of y'all in class tonight. The rest of you all have a spectacular day, and fight for yours, okay? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.